Welcome to Spotlight New England. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey McClelland.
And I'm Ashley Erling, and we had a fun night last night.
We had a really fun time last night.
Yeah.
I really did. I really
did too.
had a great, just enjoying it. We were around so many people that we love and that we know. But it was Rhode Island Hospitality.
Yep.
They had their Anchors
Yes, their
Awards.
Anchor Awards.
Hospitality, obviously restaurants, hotels in our state.
Everything, just like everything. And, you know, we've said it a million times over, but we are very spoiled in Rhode Island.
Yes.
And I like to try to always remember that, to be honest, because I don't think you can go, you know, even just throughout this country and have the level of, you know, hospitality, service, food, accommodations, just even people and, you know, their attitudes that we have here. It's just, it would rival any large city or
oh my God, absolutely.
Even in the like other countries, I think we really have some of the best of the best.
Well, we were even talking about the hotel. One of the awards that we gave away was the best hotel in Rhode Island. You know, obviously, and everyone's voted on by their peers.
Booklet.
Which is
there we are.
There we are last night.
And the theme
60s
was
vibe.
the theme was 60s, but we didn't know that until like the day before. So we did our best.
We were pulling things left and right.
But that was the oh gosh, what was
it? That was the best lodging
employee of the year, and he worked for, I believe it's called Laz.
Parking, right?
Parking.
And he was so great. Like, you know, one of the things that he said that really just kind of stuck with me was, he's like, I started very young, and one of the first things I learned, I think he said he was around like 16 years old, was to be nice to people, be kind to people, and he said, and build relationships.
Yeah.
And that has kind of been his mantra throughout, and he's obviously worked his way up and very well respected. He won the award last night.
I mean, it was a full house.
It was a full house.
I don't even know how many people were there. At least a couple hundred, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was, every table was full. But like what we were kind of saying before, when I think about the hotels last night, because that was one of the things we were giving away, but as we were describing the hotels in Rhode Island, we're like, wow, so we have the coastline, we have like Newport, we have Narragansett, but we also have our like capital city right here, Providence.
Providence is such an amazing, amazing city, and there's some really gorgeous accommodations in Providence to stay at, but the restaurants in Providence are like
next to, I mean, like they are top notch. And you know, the great thing which I saw last night was everybody was coming together as peers.
Yes.
And that was really nice. People cheering for each other.
It did really seem like a camaraderie. Chandler was the one that won, right?
Yeah. No,
Castle Hill. Castle Hill won for the best hotel.
Yeah.
And honestly, even looking at the category, there were, you know, only 5 in every category.
Right.
There could have been at least a dozen.
Easily.
Because I was thinking about it when I got home last night, and I was like, it's so nice that they won. And then I was looking at the others. I was like, yeah, that's a great hotel. And then I was thinking of all the others that weren't even
on that list.
On the list.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, we are so for being such a small state, I truly think we have more than most places in the country.
Definitely. And, you know, it was, again, just nice. And our friend Kristen Adama, who have had on the show.
Yes.
She won the Chairman Award last night.
Let me look at my booklet, Audrey.
I know this morning, and I was on the road show, we were talking about this. But Kristen has had one heck of a month, I feel like, huh?
She has won about 3 awards.
She has. Very deserving.
It's the Chairman's Award.
And
because she's just a true champion of the hospitality industry. She said she began in the hospitality industry, so that's always been very near and dear to her heart. And obviously being the president of Go Providence, the PWCBB, that she is constantly working with restaurants. And, you know, she's a good friend of mine, so I've seen how hard she's worked over the years during COVID.
Yeah.
She was physically locating heaters and bringing them to restaurants so people could have the outdoor
I forgot about
dining.
that.
It's a very stressful time. And then our other great friend, Chris Marcella, and his new restaurant, Track 15, won the People's Choice Award. And I'm just so thrilled for them because
he kissed Ashley on his way out.
I was
so happy.
I was so happy. Of course, I went home and immediately told my husband how happy I was that he kissed me on the way up. It felt like the Academy Awards.
It was.
I was like, he's like, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio and I'm Kate Winslet.
And you were loving it.
Loved every second of it. But Track 15 has, I really think, revitalized a little area down there downtown and brought people back in because it's this cool concept, but the food is top notch.
Yeah, he's like the best of the best. And I do want to say one thing really quickly is that I love too that everyone that got up from like Chris to Kristen, they all acknowledge like that they won, but they have like the best teams behind them.
Yeah.
So, and that's just like such a nod to Kristen and Chris. I mean, they genuinely know.
And every single winner basically did the same thing.
Yes.
Greg's restaurant got this big award.
Oh, that's
Their entire team, there were like 30 people up on the stage. Of course, who doesn't love Greg's? But the gentleman who spoke on behalf of Greg's gave all the credit to everyone else.
You're right.
Like 100%. So it was a very, very nice night. And the Rhode Island hospitality folks do a fantastic job with that event and everything they do in Rhode Island. And they even started their own show right here on this platform.
Which I'm excited. They previewed it last night in front of everybody.
And
it was very cool.
We're going to have them in a couple of weeks to talk more about their show and just everything going on in the state too. Yeah. So just really nice synergy there. And exciting time.
It is an exciting time. I love it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk more about great, wonderful things you can do. Hospitality touching on, but travel big time. We have a fantastic guest today. Stick around. We will be right back after this short break. Welcome back to Spotlight New England. Audrey, I'm so excited about our guest today. I've been telling you how much I love him.
Yes, you have.
We talk about travel a lot on the show, but we are really going to get into it today because there is nobody better to talk about how transformative travel can be than today's guest, Justin Walter. He is your bucket list guide on Instagram, and he is a just beautiful spirit and energy and also travels the world. So I am just constantly like, where is he now? What is he doing? I feel like I live a little vicariously through you, Justin.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you so much for having me. And I have to say, I've never been to Rhode Island.
Oh, so it has to be on your bucket list.
Listening to you ladies chat about your night last night, I think I need to have Kristen bring me out to Rhode Island and do some travel segments.
That's actually a great idea, my friend. Thank you for putting that plug in my ear so I can connect you because you would love it here. I'm telling you, you would absolutely love it. I met Justin a couple of years ago. We instantly connected.
I was going to ask you your history. Okay.
We just instantly hit it off. We met through Travel Mom and on a trip. And he is just, when I tell you, his energy, his spirit just immediately comes through.
You can tell through the camera here, and I don't know this, but I can tell by your smile, by your laugh. It definitely transforms.
He is the most genuine person. We're going to talk about all of the things that you're up to and what you do, but I just, I really want to start by asking you, like, have you always been this way? Have you always had this spirit and wanderlust and just great energy, or did you find your way to it?
Yeah, well, I'm honored that you say that because I do think that one of the best compliments ever is that you have great energy. For me, that is always like my favorite compliment. And so hearing you guys say that, thank you. I would say that I think I've always been at the core who I am, but travel has always been such a huge part of my life. I fell in love with travel actually by watching the TV show Survivor as a kid in the Midwest. Like when I was 15 years old on my couch watching the show go to Borneo, Australia, Africa, Marquesas, I could go on and on and on. When the show used to go to different destinations all over the world, I was just enthralled with the adventure, the social game, the different countries, the cultures. And it truly inspired me as someone who growing up only went to, Orlando and the Wisconsin Dells and the East Coast as with my family. Survivor put that bug in me of wanting to see and explore the world. And when I was 21 years old, I took my first ever solo backpacking trip to the Australian outback, and it changed my life forever. It made me realize like how big the world is, how I don't need anyone to travel with me. I can do it on my own. I solo travel all around the world all the time. And I actually don't tell my family and friends, but I actually often prefer it.
I get that. I do get that because you can do exactly what you want to do, what you're kind of being called to do. And I think it really fills your soul up.
It does. It fills my soul. And also you get to do what you want to do, when you want to do, how you want to do it. You learn so much about yourself. You're put out of your comfort zone where you are forced to just kind of grow in different ways that are unexpected. And I think it's the best teacher around. I've learned so much on my travels, and I've met so many incredible, beautiful people all over the world. I feel like I have a network of family and friends all over the world through all of my adventures. And it is just these connections, whether it's someone I meet for 1 hour or one day or 1 week, it's connections that I feel like are true connections for life. And that's what travel does. I've had beautiful travel experiences solo, but also with family and friends and people like you, that it's just I am obsessed. It's my number one addiction.
Yeah.
It's my drug of choice. And it's just like I love travel and for so many reasons in so many ways.
Yeah. And you do it all the time. Like, you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk. How did you get to the point where you know, at the drop of a hat are just kind of going and having these really huge adventures? I think that what holds a lot of people back, well, there are so many things, of course, which is understandable. One, of course, being money, but two, of just like, you know, needing a plan or really needing to know exactly what they're getting into. And I think you do a great job of kind of trusting the universe and kind of letting it guide you. Like, how do you do that? And how would you maybe kind of guide other people to work their way towards that?
Yeah. So I think one thing in terms of, like you said, one thing that is the predominant factor, money, in terms of people. I, in my 20s, I'm a budget traveler. I traveled the world staying in hostels for $10 a night. So it's like there are ways to travel and adjust travel depending on your budget. So if you do have a smaller budget, maybe it's staying closer to home and doing adventures in your own city, or maybe it's then expanding to a different state. If you want to do an international trip, there are so many destinations where the American dollar goes really far, and you can stay in either hostels or cheaper type accommodations for $10 to $20 a night. So yes, you need money to travel. You need time to travel. So if you make it a priority and like figure out what is the type of travel you want to have, if it is a luxury trip, then you might have to save up that money and plan ahead. But one thing you did mention is I do love traveling kind of more like a B type personality. I am A plus type personality in my life. I am a perfectionist. I am a go-getter. When I travel, I let that go. And it is my time to just go with the flow, be directed by who I meet. I get on planes sometimes with my Lonely Planet guidebook, and I just have the first 2 nights booked. And then I decide where to go based on who I meet and what they tell me. I remember I did that in Costa Rica. I literally was on a plane to Costa Rica at maybe 26 years old. I sat next to a girl who was from Costa Rica, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have my Lonely Planet guidebook. Like, what do you suggest? And then she gave me suggestions, and I just went along the way. But you know, that doesn't work everywhere you want to go. I once did a trip to Europe, you know, in August and September. You got to plan ahead for when it's busier season in different destinations. So it is like you have to be mindful if you're going to.
Oh, I think we might have lost your audio for a moment here. Justin, why don't you try to log off and log back on, because we lost your audio quick, and we're just going to chit chat while you do that quickly, and we'll Owen will give us a thumbs up when that happens. But what Justin was saying is something that I've always wanted to work more towards, because I think there's a fear of travel. Right. When you're trying to do something that's out of your comfort zone, and I know Justin can really speak to this when we get him back, that you need to like get out of your comfort zone, and that's really where some amazing things happen.
Right. And I love that he does kind of just let go. And when he does come back on, you know, I'm dying to ask him too, because, you know, there is people that travel, and then there's people like him then that take the travel and they document it. So obviously he documents it on social media and all that. But what I love is that he has truly created this digital scrapbook.
Yes.
So now he can like look back. So let's say I do want to go to Costa Rica. I can look at his content, kind of what he did, where he went, where he stayed. And I feel like, you know, that for him that's a gift he's giving people that are tuning into his content.
Yeah, so Justin's content is amazing. And I think that it does then, you know, take away some of that fear of what am I getting into? Will I like this? And I love that he doesn't just do things that are like luxury and high end.
Looks like we have him back.
And Is he
there? He is.
Can you hear me? I took my earbuds out. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, we're perfect.
I love
we're
it.
good. So we were just talking about how, your content is so valuable.
Yes.
Because you're helping to show people, erase a little bit of that fear, but also, it's your bucket list guide. That's your handle. You're the guide. How do you kind of determine what you're going to do, where you're going, all that?
I love this question because my favorite thing to do, honestly, is it's going to make me feel like an old man. I love going to bookstores and I go to the travel section and I literally will pull guidebooks of countries or places that I feel are resonating with me. Then I'll flip through the books and look through the itineraries. I'll look through the photos, and then I'll just honestly pick destinations and trips and locations based on where I'm feeling called. And that's what I recommend to so many people. I have people that approach me of, I want to take a trip, or could you take me on a trip? And I say, okay, let's figure out where you're feeling called to go. And that truly is an intuition and a feeling. Trust that what your body, your mind, your soul is telling you, that's where you want to go. Instagram and social media is also the modern day version of what I, talked about going to a bookstore. Being inspired by people on Instagram or social media is definitely a great way. There's many trips that I've seen people and destinations. I'm like, gotta clock that, put that on my list, because that's a great way to be inspired. Back in the day, there used to be the Travel Channel that actually had travel TV shows.
Right.
And now it's the Ghost. Now it's the Ghost Channel, and all the shows are paranormal activity.
It's so true, actually.
Social media is the modern day Travel Channel, because that's where you can really get that digestible inspiration for travel. But at the end of the day, I think you really need to be guided by where you're feeling called to go.
Yeah. And let me ask you this, because you have created such a great digital scrapbook. I mean, all of your content obviously is there for you, but obviously there for other people too.
Yeah.
When you look back, how does that make you feel that you have been able not only to go to these places and you have your memories, but you're actually able to see it? You can kind of go back in your memory.
You're getting me teary-eyed a little bit, honestly, because I had a beautiful experience in Costa Rica on a spiritual meditation retreat type experience. And when I was 21, under the stars in the Australian outback, I remember journaling about how I wanted to create a life of travel and adventure. And there I was under the stars in Costa Rica at 41 years old, 20 years later, looking back, thinking, I've done it, I'm doing it. And what has been so amazing is having that digital scrapbook of social media. Not only is it a platform that I get to use for work, and I get to use it to share inspirational travel and guides and information and try to inspire people to travel, but then personally and selfishly, yes, it is beautiful to get to go back and look at my adventures, look at the experiences I've had with so many incredible people and places all over the world. So I am so grateful. I sometimes knock social media. It is a business and it is a lot of work, and people who do it know there's a lot of negative stuff that goes with social media, but there is also a lot of positive. So like you said, that digital scrapbook, I will look back and always be so grateful and just happy that I'm around during this era. And I started off doing blogging, and then social media came around. So it really did kind of grow into this, I was in it at the right time to then try and form kind of what I do.
I love that. Oh my God.
You've been to so many places, and we're saying how for you and for many people, travel is transformative. What is one place you would recommend to pretty much anyone? Just say it's gonna change you.
Ooh. Okay, so I did a 6-month trip around the world last year, I think, 2024, for my 40th birthday. I wanted to enter the 40 decades, with a bang. And 2 locations that blew my mind from that trip was, number 1, the Galapagos Islands. It is a slice on this planet that is unlike anywhere in the world. The animal interactions with the Galapagos and the beautiful islands is mind-blowing. I was swimming and playing with sea lions in the water, with sharks, with giant tortoises, with turtles, then iguanas in the water on the land. And it was just feeling so one with this planet and nature in a way that I have never experienced in my life. The Galapagos is more of an expensive type trip. There's budget ways to do it. But again, that is a trip that many people, if you are inspired to one day go there, it's one where you likely will want to have to save up for a while. Another trip that will blow your mind, it is teleporting to a different universe is Japan. Japan is now probably my favorite country in the world after that trip, because it literally is like being taken out of this planet and dropped into an alternate universe that is the future in so many ways. Like Japan, they are living in this world that is just like, how is this possible? Tokyo, for example, I am not a big city person. I tend to go towards nature. I loved Tokyo. Tokyo is 30 plus million people living in the city. You don't find one piece of trash on the road. There is not one piece of garbage anywhere in the streets. There's no trash cans or bins either. And it's like, how is this possible? It's because the culture in Japan, there is such a reverence and respect for community, for culture, and for like just living in a beautiful way. Like the food, the technology, the transportation, the taxi drivers pick you up in suits and ties in impeccably clean taxis. No, and it's not an Uber XL. It's just like everywhere you go in Japan is beautiful. It is mind-blowing. The culture and the people are so reverent. I would say Japan will change you in so many ways. Also, the public toilets. I was like going to the bathroom in McDonald's, amazing. They're clean, and they all have,
I'm done. I'm going.
They have heated seats, and all of them have bidets. All the public toilets are clean, heated seats, and bidets. Like I was like,
that's
this
a
is
different
insane.
planet. That's a different planet.
Amazing.
Where can people keep up with you, Justin, and your travels, and be inspired by you and all that you do?
Yeah. So I have a website, yourbucketlistguide.com. And then I also on social media am at Your Bucket List Guide. And that's those are the top places where I really love to share my travels and tips and inspiration and connecting with other travelers.
I just adore you. Thank you so much for taking the time today. I finally got you in between all of your trips. I've been wanting to get you on for a while, and
we'll have to do it again.
We absolutely.
You got to come here.
I was going to say I'm going to try to. One, I'm going to try to get you here, and two, I hope I do get to see you in person.
Oh my
soon,
gosh!
somewhere,
yes, we're going to make it happen. I love it.
Adore you. Thank you so much for being with us today. And like Justin said, you can follow him on social.
You're welcome.
With his travels, Justin. We'll talk to you soon, and we have more coming up on Spotlight New England. Welcome back to Spotlight New England. So we've been talking all about travel and traveling to other places. So fun to like dream about where you can go. But really, again, right here in Rhode Island is a world-class destination.
Yes.
And there's always these things coming across my desk talking about, you know, this place is a top trip destination, blah, blah, blah. So the latest one that came across my desk, which I'm loving, I think you're going to love too. People are looking up trips to in conjunction with Wuthering Heights.
Oh, I love
because that movie is coming out next month, Wuthering Heights, which I'm excited.
I love it. I love that book.
I really
love that book.
Me too, and I really want to go see the movie. It looks like it's well done, but people are actually looking up places to go on trips like in conjunction with Wuthering Heights that would like kind of reminds them.
Okay.
So the study was top estates.
Oh, okay.
In the U.S. Most romantic estates. So the first one was, I believe, it's the Biltmore, which is in Asheville, North Carolina. That one is obviously very iconic. And then number 2 and 3, of course, were Newport Mansions.
I was going to say, they have to be Newport, right?
It was the Breakers and Marble House. I'm not sure how they landed specifically on Breakers and Marble House. Of course, Breakers is kind of the one that most people
That's the identifiable one.
But Breakers and Marble House were literally out of all the places.
I love it.
And they did a whole stat guide, which of course I didn't even pull up. I'm just doing this off memory, but of the number of searches that have increased
because of this movie coming out.
In conjunction with it and where they can go. And like you and I know, of course, you can't be Newport ever, but yes, if you're looking to go somewhere romantic,
book a trip like that, those estates are perfect.
Kind of, you know, a throwback to another time. Obviously, you can't be Newport.
You can't beat it. It's stunning.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today on Spotlight New England. We'll see you next time.